Can you tell us a bit more about what you think the atonement means? Or what's your theory?
Well, my first statement would be, I don't know. I certainly, if James Talmage didn't get it, I certainly don't presume to know. What I can say is that I think B.H. Roberts articulates a theology of atonement that does the best job of those I have seen of reconciling scriptural accounts of substitution with a God who is, above all else, loving and wants to educate and inspire rather than punish. The name I would give that is consequential substitution, which is a horribly ugly term. But what it means is the Book of Mormon and the Doctrine and Covenants alike, as I read them, give us a way of thinking about justice that is really helpful and healthy. And that is to see justice as the fulfillment of desire. Section 8832 says that at the day of judgment, you'll get whatever you're willing to receive. It doesn't say you'll get what you deserve or what you earned. It says you'll get whatever you are willing to receive. And when we have the many discussions of the law of restoration in the Book of Mormon, that's essentially what that law seems to be about. If you choose goodness and light, you will get goodness and light. It's what you choose, what you desire, what you really, really want. So in that case, we can think of justice as more about the linkage of choice and consequence. That's what justice is. If you choose, if I say, do you want broccoli or ice cream? And you say broccoli, and I give you ice cream. Well, probably the other way around. You say ice cream, and I say broccoli, well, and I give you broccoli, that's not just, right? Because you had a choice, I assured you your choice, and then the consequence doesn't follow as it should. Or if I say, if you do your homework, I'll give you ice cream. You do your homework, and I don't give you ice cream. That isn't just, because you showed by your actions what you were choosing. So I think one can always think of justice in terms of a linkage of choice and consequence. If that's the case, and there are these laws given, which 2 Nephi 2 tells us about, then for God to be God, he has to govern and manage a universe in which there is an unfolding of consequence in accordance with choice for those who are educated sufficiently, right? And if that's the case, but none of our agency is ever perfect, right? We always see through a glass darkly. We're impeded by genetic disorders or inheritance or bad education. So we all have agency. We're all responsible. But we're responsible to differing degrees, right? A child born with fetal alcohol syndrome is not going to be as liable for an alcoholic addiction as I am. So, as I understand atonement, Christ effectively says to all of us, right, your knowledge and your development is imperfect. If you want to choose again repentance, then I will bear the consequences that have to unfold from that choice. God's not imposing, it's not a penalty, it's not a punishment. They're just the natural consequences that follow because that's a law. There's a connection between choice and consequence. But I will bear that consequence for you. So it's the consequence that he substitutes, not a penalty. And that's how B.H. Roberts understood the mechanism behind atonement. And I think that's a beautiful and compelling and logically coherent explanation. I also would like to think there's room in that for Gene England's and Abelard's theory, right? There is something also about the spectacle, the shock of divine love that we witness, that is the catalyst to our transformation.